WDAK. It's the morning show, 8:25, Monday, July the 8th. Wes Carroll, Scott Miller, and guest in studio. I guess we're welcoming home Dr. Julie Roberts from Columbus Regional, who is back in Columbus and, well, the Columbus area. You're from Harris County originally, right?
Yes, sir. I'm happy to be here. I'm actually from Waverly Hall, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
So I've come home to be near my family, have 2 children and a husband, and we wanted to be near Grandma and Grandpa.
Harris County High School, I understand?
Yes, sir. Class of 1999.
Go Tigers?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
And you
That's
are...
all I got.
Dynamite drop in, Monty.
Thank you.
But you're back in the area now. You've done a bit of a, we were talking off air, a bit of a circuit when you left, and you did med school, and then you've done, you were in the Tampa St. Pete area for your, what do you call it? Residency. Yeah. ER's been off the air too long. I'm losing all my terms. Nurse Jackie should have me up to date on all
She
that.
should, yes.
But now you're back in the area for your family to raise. Number 4, Columbus on the list of great places to raise families. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Yeah, Columbus made that list. So you've done the right thing by coming home, and we're glad to have you back. But what brought you back to the area? Just family and a desire to practice medicine here?
Absolutely. I wanted to bring primary care back to the Columbus area. I think I've gotten some good experience in Atlanta and also down in Tampa, but I wanted to bring that experience home. I also wanted to have the experience of having my children be raised near my family.
Now, the Columbus Regional has opened the North Columbus Family Medicine practice out on Veterans Parkway, and you're going to be the head honcho there, right? See, that's a medical term for you there, Wes.
Yes, head honcho. No, I am the only physician practicing there at the moment, and I'm kind of their pilot study, I guess you could say, on having primary care under their wing, and I'm looking very forward to doing that. I love doing primary care and just keeping people healthy. We're seeing children from ages 2 and up. We're also seeing adults, and having practiced in Tampa, I'm obviously very well equipped with the geriatric population. So.
Well, why was she looking at me when she said that?
She did look right at you.
She looked right at me.
Now you talk about seeing a kid starting at 2. I've got 2 kids in the house under 5, and obviously one of the big things about kids is vaccinations.
Yes, sir.
And it's always that hot topic because of that Jenny McCarthy and Jim Carrey. They just keep bringing it up, don't they? They need the vaccinations, right?
I agree. I have 2 children under the age of 3, and they are fully vaccinated, and I totally believe in it. I think a lot of the issues people have with vaccines is hype, and there's no real medical basis behind it. I believe that vaccines are one of the few things that we've done other than antibiotics that have made a huge change as far as our population. It's added to our lifespan. It's added to our health.
Well, if you're taking medical advice from Jenny McCarthy and Jim Carrey, you got problems to begin with. But anyway, that's another story. So as we're rolling through the summer here and we start looking at back to school, which is on the horizon, but it's we're not right there on the precipice yet, but that's all the more reason to come see you and start looking ahead at some of the things, vaccinations for school records, and even physicals, right?
Absolutely. I was looking at the Muskogee schedule, and it looks like we're starting around mid-August. And honestly, a lot of parents will wait until about a week before school to say, oh my goodness, I need that sports physical, I need those vaccinations. And by then, all the pediatricians in town will be booked up. So I think it's very important to go ahead and start around July and get that schedule in for your child to get the physical. It's not just to get them in school, it's also to make sure they're healthy and that they have everything they need to succeed.
And can play sports.
And can play sports, absolutely. You don't want them to miss out on that.
Now, they have a few weeks before it's back to school time, and so they're still out enjoying the summer fun and sun. What are some of the health hazards or problems that parents might need to look out for?
Well, I would absolutely watch out for all of this fun in the sun hazards. No, I'm just playing. Mainly, the things you want to watch out for in the summertime are the sun. Everybody knows at this time that it causes different skin cancers down the road, and the kids don't know to put on their sunscreen. So it's the parents' job to make sure the kids put on an SPF 30 or better and have some type of clothing that keeps the sun off of them so they don't burn. Another good one is to avoid the insects such as ticks and also mosquitoes. With all the rain, they're really bad this year. I would use a DEET-containing product such as Off or one of those, like a Deep Woods type. And they also have a family Off that is okay for younger children over 6 months of age. Also, another one that people don't think about as much is childhood drowning, with all of the pools that are being brought up in Columbus.
And all the rain.
All of the rain. That's true, because people don't think that you can go out in a big puddle in your backyard and drown.
Doesn't take much for a
No,
small
it doesn't.
kid, no.
So you should always have like a parental supervision of your eyes on your child near a body of water, and try to make sure if you have a pool that you put up proper fences and alarms to keep the child away.
And you mentioned sun damage, and one of the things that I think a lot of people don't stop and think about when it comes to damage to your skin from the sun is it's cumulative.
Absolutely.
It's not just, oh, well, he didn't get a sunburn today. It all sort of mounts up towards and just keeping the kids safe, keeping their skin healthy.
I've seen 30-year-olds who have skin cancer, and it's not because they went out and got a sunburn last week. It's because they got sunburns as a child. So I think we need to look into those issues.
We talked a little bit about physicals and what are some of the benefits when it comes to maybe a high school age kid coming in for a physical and maybe not necessarily having their parent there with them.
That's a very good question. It's a little bit controversial. I think the parent should always come with the child initially, because kids are not good, especially teenagers, about telling us their problems, about telling us their health history, what medications they may be on, how they're doing in school. In general, they just say, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. So the mom is very good for that part, or the dad. However, they're not necessarily going to feel comfortable speaking about delicate topics with mom or dad present. So I usually ask if the mom or dad is willing to step out of the room for a few moments, just so I can speak to the child to make sure that they're not involved in any type of drugs, alcohol, sex, tobacco, and if they are, to counsel them, counsel appropriately. At that point, I usually try to get the teen to allow me to bring the parent back into the room so we can have a three-way conversation between us all about that difficult topic.
Parents probably think that they're by policing, by being in the room, but maybe they're keeping their child from asking those questions they need to ask.
Unfortunately, I've had a lot of teens who are involved in a lot of things the parents don't know about. And when the parent does leave the room, I've found out a lot of things that the parent was shocked to find out later. And usually the teen is a little bit more brave to tell mom when the doctor's there, and that explains why it's important to involve mom or dad.
Well, we're glad to have you back in the area and glad to have you on this morning. And I know you want to give out your contact info so they know how to reach you and where they can come and get this treatment we're talking about.
Absolutely. Well, we're taking new patients, ages 2 and up, adults included. North Columbus Family Medicine, associated with Columbus Regional Physician Group. My name is Dr. Julie Roberts. We're on 7830 Veterans Parkway. Phone number is 706-320-8883, and we're located next to Moon Road and Veterans Parkway.
Over near Mongo, right?
Actually, in the exact same building.
That's a good lunch spot there for you, so you're good to go. All right, good to meet you this morning, and welcome back.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
8:33 now. More news, sports, weather, traffic on the way.
A friend of mine sent me a note. Rush. He said, when you get tired of peeing into the wind,